Hi, folks. This is Shiv. Welcome to Nutanix. Um, this is number 5 in the series of technical meetups on databases, streaming systems that we are doing. And today we are extremely happy to be joined by the Clickhouse.com team. Here is Paul and Johnny. You guys want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thanks, Shiv. Hi, everyone. My name is Paul Davis. I've been on board at ClickHouse for the past 7 months. I look after all of our go-to-market efforts across Asia Pacific, including our community. So we're happy to see so many of you out here today. Also want to wish everyone a happy Holi and healthiness and light in the year ahead. And thank you for joining on this weekend as well. I know it's probably a pretty hard weekend to run a meetup. But what I will say is that India really is leading the charge across other countries that we're working with across Asia Pacific. A lot of great work and effort that we're seeing and activity from the community. A couple of things that I'll announce and that Johnny might show at the end of his intro is that we do have all of our learning content that's free and on demand on our website. We will also be releasing a new developer certification program on April 15th. So there's a new training module that we have in there specifically dedicated to that for ClickHouse developer. So have a look when you have a chance. But before we kind of get kicked off with a kind of a Q&A to start things, could I get a show of hands of folks that might be new to ClickHouse? Okay, so that's I would say that's probably about half the room. Okay, great. Well, then Johnny will be running a little bit of an intro session for you folks there. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that clearly we need to spend more time and presence over here in India. We are coming back on May 2nd to sponsor Kafka Summit. So if some of you are going to be joining there, please come say hello to us. We will do another meetup on May 3rd. There was a huge overflow of folks that wanted to share with the community that unfortunately we won't be able to get to. So we look forward to hosting another one. So look for that update there. Johnny?
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. So my name is Johnny Mirza. I'm a new solutions architect at ClickHouse based in Sydney, Australia. So I'm 3 months in, so please take it easy on me today. I do come from a background in Kafka, Splunk, for example, but now sort of at ClickHouse and absolutely enjoying my time. So I will be running through an introduction to ClickHouse. I can get as technical as you guys are at. It's really for you guys, so please feel free to ask any questions along the way and happy to deep dive into any specific area as needed. Yeah, so I forgot to put the slide in for the community piece. So I will.
That's all right. We can share it with everyone after the fact. And last, a huge thank you to you, Shiv, and the Nutanix team for hosting us here. Really appreciate it. Look forward to working with you more closely.
It's a pleasure. And I think we have a lot of folks here. We would love to know very briefly, because there are a lot of people, how you use ClickHouse, what's your experience been. We have people from the Clickhouse.com team. So if there is some particular feature that you are looking for, some integration, of course, we can't promise you here, but we will take note of it and pass it on to the Clickhouse.com team. That would be great for them to know from their users directly. So yeah, bring it on. So I'll just maybe take a couple of minutes to set the context for the meetup and why we are doing these meetups, what's the idea behind it. And then I can open it up for people to tell us how they're using ClickHouse. Yeah. This is actually number 5 in the series of meetups we are doing at Nutanix. And the idea is just to learn databases and streaming systems together, completely community-based meetups. We try to get the best people across the country, even from outside where we can host them. Of course, we are a community-run meetup, so we can't fund people's trips. They are very kind. They have gone on their own expense or funded by their company. But in the past, we have had people presenting online. How many of you have been at one of these meetups hosted by me here earlier? Quick show of hands. Oh, few. So for most people, it's probably the first meetup. How many of you are here for the first time? Oh,
wow.
a huge crowd. Maybe then this slide applies um, for some information. So we started back in June 2023. And like I said, the idea was that let's make some good open source communities out of India. A lot of people have asked me over last 6-8 months, why did you choose to do a meetup on Pulsar and Nats and not Kafka? My simple answer is, I am not looking for the maximum number of people I can have at the meetup. Kafka has a very vibrant group in India already. There are a lot of meetups that happen, and Apache Pulsar, for instance, is something that I have used for last 3-4 years, and I didn't really see a community in India. So I wanted to start some community where there is none in India, right? So all the people who are using Pulsar, looking for an alternative to Kafka, or in general, want to know internals of how a PubSub system works, we just covered that. So Apache Pulsar was the first one in the series. Pretty good turnaround. And then I'm actually quite happy to see that some of these meetups that we started in India with some specific technology has taken its own path and grown in the community with other people reaching out, they hosting the meetup in their office, etc. For instance, in the case of Apache Pulsar, we hosted the first meetup ever in India, but then Flipkart went ahead and together with me, they organized one at Flipkart. So that has its own path now. The next was Apache Druid, right? So we are pretty vendor neutral. We love our kinds of databases, just here to understand technology better. Apache Druid, again, never was there an in-person meetup on Apache Druid in India before this one. So we got this community together, got some of the contributors from Apache Druid, and again, we had an amazing meetup with around 120 people attending it across companies, domains, and stuff. Followed it up with Nats, pretty nascent in the persistent streaming ecosystem, right? It used to be in-memory distributed. Now it's with NAT Jetstream, persistent as well. So we did Nats. Then we hosted the last one with Postgres contributors. That was the one where we went really deep into Postgres, got some of the biggest contributors in all of Asia region, and that was amazing as well. Some 100 people. I have got a huge amount of feedback for the Postgres meetup that people benefited from it. And with ClickHouse again, this is a journey that we are starting, right? This is the first meetup, and whether here or a different place in Bangalore, these meetups will continue, I believe, right? That's what Paul and Johnny tell me. So idea is not to make sure that these meetups happen at Nutanix or with us. The idea is simply that these technologies are amazing, right? The space in database systems, streaming systems is growing really well. And we want to see these communities growing. That's it. Let's learn from each other. And my vision is that together, let's make a great ecosystem of database internals, experts who are making new directions in the database space. So that's it. Let's get on to the meetup, and I'll open the floor for folks, right? Any of you who wants to share his ClickHouse story very quickly, maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute. How has your experience been? At what level do you use ClickHouse? Anything about ClickHouse? Folks, the one idea behind this meetup is communicating with each other. I mean, to me, I have been the speaker in some of these meetups, and the one thing that I have always found a lot of happiness from is talking to folks. So please, let's have engaging talks, and let's start with some conversations. Anyone wants to share their ClickHouse story very quickly? Yeah. Can we have a mic here, please?
We are giving away T-shirts for good questions as well. So.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Shiva and I'm a co-founder of a company called Inserto. My co-founder is right there. We essentially have our own observability tool based on OpenTelemetry, ClickHouse, and Grafana. And we heavily leverage ClickHouse for data retention.
Okay.
We have worked with brokerage firm called Fires, and we are working with another brokerage firm. Sadly, I can't name him. And we have worked with datas over 10 TBs every month. And yeah, there are other use cases. I have a PPT. If we get a time, surely I'll share it with everyone. Thank you. Oh, I'll give it to him.
Other folks, anything that you want to talk about ClickHouse? Yeah, can we have a mic here? And can we have a T-shirt for the gentleman?
Hey, my
T-shirt.
name.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Siva. I am from Arcana. We use ClickHouse for all our real-time analytics, user-facing queries, and we are a risk management software, analytics software. The company is based out of New York, and we have a huge presence in India as well. Very excited to be here and looking forward to connecting with you all.
So Shiva actually wanted to present at this meetup, but because of his busy schedule, he could not. We would love to have him present at one of the future meetups. We will try to get more from him.
Hey guys, myself Om Prakash. We have been using ClickHouse for the last 5 years in our organization. I'm from Antiriad and we use ClickHouse in a lot of our analytical reports perspective. And we have seen the up and downs in using the ClickHouse and we have few challenges wherein I have few questions as well, probably which I can ask the team later in the session.
Any numbers in your mind saying this is the scale at which we run ClickHouse? Any numbers on your mind saying this is the scale at which we use ClickHouse, or this is a unique way in which we use ClickHouse?
Basically, we were using a standalone server for initially, and then we moved to clustered environment. And we are seeing a few places where the queries are getting timed out. And
Okay.
even though we have been optimized and we have the RAM and memory and the CPU utilization under 20%, but we are not seeing any results as coming under a minute or so.
Okay.
The data scale is huge. I know we have applied all the indexes, made sure everything is in line, but we are still seeing some challenges. So want to connect on that.
ClickHouse actually has a very vibrant Slack group. I think if you could post it there with more details, I'm pretty sure somebody will pick it up. If required, I can have a look at it as well. But let's get active on the Slack community. I am there as well, and I'm sure Johnny will have a look at whatever question you post there. And if you don't get an answer quickly, you can tag one of us, right?
Definitely.
We'll make sure it gets answered. Right?
Thanks.
And I'd be curious, if you've been using ClickHouse for 5 years, for those new folks out here that are new to ClickHouse, what 1 or 2 pieces of advice would you have for them just getting started?
I would say ClickHouse is a beast altogether. Initially, you will find it a little difficult to get a hang on it. And once you start going on ClickHouse, you will never look at any other databases. The result sets that you get on a query is amazing for sure. Because we run queries on a table on a rough scale about 200 billion rows, and we get results in sub 5 seconds. So that's the scale of data and the results that you get. So that's one of the key things that I want to tell.
Amazing, amazing. I have been trying ClickHouse for over a year now, and I can tell you very confidently that it's not just that they say it, they are really the fastest OLAP database I have seen. I have Pranav on my team, the gentleman you see with the t-shirts there. He is somebody who is looking at ClickHouse source code closely. And this is what he told me last week again. He was like, I was telling him the complexities, the environment, the scale at which ClickHouse has to operate in our environment. And he was like, if this code doesn't work very, very fast, utilizing every inch of your resource properly, I don't know what will, right? So it has shown its mettle in our performance benchmarks. If you have a use case, try it yourself. If there are any questions, put up on Slack, or we can make a community on LinkedIn within Clickhouse Bangalore community or something if you guys want. But let's stay together. Yeah, I see a few hands. Can we get the mic to them? We have 10 odd minutes before the talk start. So let's use them quickly, covering more and more people.
Hey, hello everyone.
Do you want to come a little bit so that you can see everyone? Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Hi, I'm Gaurav. I'm a co-founder of a company called Supercent. We just started using ClickHouse Cloud, and apart from the technical and the scale that everybody mentioned, I think the one thing that really impressed me was the support. We were struggling with how to optimize the table structure, etc. We asked the support, and ClickHouse team. Although we are still not completely shifted our production workhouse to ClickHouse Cloud, but the support was amazing. So yeah, that was really impressive. Thank you.
Maybe you want to answer a quick question? Yeah. So apart from ClickHouse server, what are the other tools in the ecosystem around ClickHouse? Maybe connectors?
Yeah.
Are you running it on Kubernetes?
No, we are directly
Okay.
using ClickHouse Cloud.
What
as of-
connectors or other things in the ecosystem have you used? What's been your experience?
Yeah. So we are using ClickPipes to ingest the data. And I was initially very skeptical that how much of a real time it would be. But during our initial testing, we are still yet to roll out on production. But during our initial testing, it's pretty real time. All of our observability pipeline works really well now. So great.
Okay.
Great working with
Great.
ClickHouse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have more mics there, right? Sachin, can you have a look? So we can pass mics quickly. Yeah, please.
Hey everyone. My name is Azan. I work for a really small company. It's just four of us. Oh, damn, yeah. Hey guys. And what we were working on was a observability use case with ClickHouse. This is something maybe about a year ago. I built a POC on ClickHouse Cloud. And a few things that I really would like to share about ClickHouse is that as one of us mentioned, the support is just so fantastic. It's so great. But a few things are that if you go through the documentation and you just get started with the documentation, I think they've started to come out with courses as well. I think you come out with Closer. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I think you started to come out with guides as well, guides of certification, something along those lines. Yeah. I think that's great. That would help a lot of people. But back when I started out with it, they were, I think, in the initial phases of rolling those out. It's very fast to get started. Like, it is extremely fast to get started. Even with just the GUI, they've done a great job with the GUI. So I would recommend most of you guys to just create an account and just get started with it. Just the GUI, just play around with it, see what you can get. They have great examples there, and I think you can actually get to see what you can do with the database just with the examples there. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe couple more. Yeah, please come. Yeah, please come. Please come to the front if you want to talk about it. We will start on 11 dot. So we have 3 more minutes.
So I'm Nikhil. I'm a backend engineer at True Foundry. So we are a MLOps company, and we recently, we have started using ClickHouse for last, maybe 3 months. And we have been using it for prompt logging of the LLM. So we are having a gateway solution which logs all the requests and responses. So what we are using is mainly, we are using the NATS connector for Kubernetes. NATS connector for ClickHouse. So all the requests are dumped to NATS queue, and ClickHouse automatically logs them. So experience has been so far great, and we are hosting NATS on ClickHouse on Kubernetes. So I'm looking forward to something in that direction now. Yeah.
we had the CTO from Two Foundry present in one of the previous meetups, and he had pinged me when you guys were using ClickHouse. Nice to see your journey. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Hello everyone. I am Sumit, CTO at Idaclan. We are here from Chandigarh, and this is our first meetup. And
Welcome.
yeah. Okay, so we are using ClickHouse from last 1 year, and it is doing great. But now, from last few months, we are facing some challenges like structuring. For example, we have two table for replacing mastery, and when we want to join them, then we have to use final. So we are facing some challenges.
As in, does it take a lot of time when you join? Are you making sure that there is some convention in ClickHouse that your smaller table has to be on the right hand side? You could put it in a dictionary. So have you tried some of those? Am I right there, Johnny?
I can give an example. Like we have an ad, assuming that we are have a Facebook reporting, we have an ad table, and then we have the reports table.
Yep.
And then we want to join both the tables.
Okay.
And even for ads table, we are using replacing mercy, and for reports, as we are fetching reports for every 10 minutes, then we need to join both tables. Then we are getting issues like memory issues.
Yeah.
What's the
as
size of the two tables?
It's almost like 2-3 GBs.
Okay.
Uh,
Both of them are equally sized?
Because I know there are some structural issues in the table, and
Yeah.
we want to solve how to do that.
In the interest of time, just write it to me, Johnny, or just put it on the ClickHouse Slack, and I'll make sure it's getting answered. I will have a look on what we can do to help you as well. Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
One last. Okay, a couple of them. Last few, and then we start. It's already 11, so let's keep it short and sweet, conveying some good information. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anmol, and I'm from Idaclan Chandigarh too. And here is my colleagues. So we are using ClickHouse for last year, and we are inserting rows over like every minute, like a million rows every minute, and getting from other platforms such as Facebook and other revenue streams. So the ClickHouse is really fast, but we are facing, as mentioned by my sir, that ClickHouse, we are facing some structural issues and also some joins that is making it slow. And we have also discussed it with the ClickHouse support team.
Have you considered that instead of joining, you put all those columns together in any OLAP database? You want to denormalize, keep things together. I would not try joins unless I have exhausted other options.
Okay, so we have also tried that, but as we the use case we have that we need real-time data to the users because they are taking action on that analytical data. So we do need that data at like every minute, so that so yeah.
Okay.
I will cut this short and ask you on Slack.
Sure. Let's get in touch in the networking session. So just last one, and then we start with the first talk by Johnny. Johnny, are you ready? Okay, you want to keep a laptop here or something? Is there?
I'll leave it there.
Fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's have the last one.
Hi everyone, my name is Nityananda Gohai. I'm one of the founding engineers at Signos. So we do open source observability, and we are based on ClickHouse. So we manage about few hundreds of clusters of ClickHouse, and then we ingest about like more than few TBs of data every day. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's continue to have these conversations as Johnny and other speakers are going through the sessions. If there are any questions, just raise your hands and we will try to answer them as much as we can. If your question is not answered, maybe send me your question and I'll get it responded by our team, ClickHouse team or something. But do keep it engaging. But let's also try to finish the session on time. So quick questions are good in between. Towards the end, we can take all of them. All of our speakers will stay back for a bit, so you can ask them then. don't worry about taking notes so much. I'll send you the slides as soon as possible. I have the slides already, so I'll send you those after the meetup. Recordings will be there. So just engage, have fun, learn, and I'll send you the videos and slides and everything after the meetup. Paul, you want to say something? Or
No, we're
you can
sticking
start?
around. We're going to be here more often. Again, we'll be back in early May, but we're happy to stick around later after the meetup as long as you have questions for us. We're happy to help. So thank you everyone for
perfect.
coming out today.
Yeah, let's make these meetups so good that Paul has no problem getting approvals, traveling to India, and coming to meet us often, right? Thank you, Paul.